Here at home, the threat here at home, with ISIS re-releasing that video showing scenes from New York City, including right here in Times Square. Officials quickly responding overnight, and ABC's Brian Ross is here with that. Good morning, Brian.
Well, good morning, Robin. New York City officials felt compelled to go on the offensive overnight after that newly released ISIS propaganda tape praised the Paris attacks and then made a brief passing reference to New York City. As the Rockettes opened their famed Christmas shows, and the holiday window displays went up at the big department stores, the city's mayor and police commissioner hastily called reporters to Times Square late last night to say there was nothing to fear from ISIS.
Be aware, but do not be afraid. The NYPD will protect you.
It was all a reaction to less than 20 seconds of scenes in a newly released ISIS video that showed a suicide bomber intercut with New York's Times Square. Scenes that had appeared in previous ISIS videos and went largely unnoticed. But having made good on its threats to attack Paris, every ISIS video now is given close scrutiny by law enforcement everywhere. And now ISIS is showing off the bomb it says brought down that Russian passenger jet. A misleadingly simple device with components costing no more than $50. A Schweppes soda can packed with explosives, a tiny detonator with a blasting cap, and a switch and a timer to set it off.
Close the switch and arm the timer to start its countdown, and boom.
Bomb experts say it could produce a blast much more powerful than the one in this government test. The Russian jet blew up 22 minutes after takeoff. Based on the location of the wreckage, U.S. authorities believe the bomb was likely placed in the rear luggage hold of the plane by an ISIS infiltrator. In its online post, ISIS boasted it smuggled the bomb onto the Russian jet after it discovered a way to compromise the security at the Sharm el-Sheikh airport in Egypt. And in a grisly footnote, ISIS even produced passports of some of the Russian victims, somehow retrieved by ISIS at the scene of the crash. U.S. officials say current screening machines should pick up a soda can bomb like the type used against the Russian jet, but their concern is the machines won't mean a thing if someone on the inside finds a way to put a bomb on the plane, Robin.
That's a point there, but it's so chilling that they got the passports on the ground.
Really bad.
All right, Brian, thank you.
Okay, Robin, let's get more on this now from our consultant, Matt Olson, former head of the National Counterterrorism Center. And Matt, we just saw those videos, Washington and Times Square in the videos, but that doesn't necessarily mean that there's an active plan in place.
Yeah, that's right, George. We've seen this now over the past year from ISIS, this type of propaganda video. It doesn't necessarily mean there's any credibility behind this. Of course, the challenge is that ISIS over the past year has put out propaganda really advising, exhorting its followers in the United States, even just individuals, to try to carry out at least small-scale attacks. So that still keeps counterterrorism officials here on edge.
We know the French officials now interrogating those 8 people arrested yesterday, those 8 suspects arrested yesterday. What exactly are they trying to determine? What will they be doing right now inside those rooms?
Well, in those rooms, they're certainly asking the questions of those suspects. Who else was involved? Were there other plots in train? They're going through the cell phones, the other things that they were able to get from the apartment, because the key question right now is, are there other attacks? The counterterrorism officials in France right now are worried about other attacks that might be planned, and that's the #1 priority for them.
The other key question we've now seen, especially in France with both the Charlie Hebdo attacks and now this one, these suspects, these terrorists falling through the cracks, even though they had been identified as possibly dangerous by French officials.
Right. This just shows what officials in Europe are up against. The numbers, thousands of Europeans traveling to Syria. It's just a huge challenge for these security services.
Okay, Matt Olson, thanks very much.